Well, good morning and welcome to the LBJ Grasslands outside of Decatur, Texas. This is the first time I filmed a review from this specific location. We have Cottonwood Lake behind me and to the left, and Little Cottonwood Lake straight ahead. Now, today's exercise is a very brief review and field test of the brand new Gear for Life folding knives, which I have here on my left. For size comparison, I have them right next to the zero tolerance folder that I've carried for about 6.5 years. So the first thing you might notice is I think that these folders fit a very interesting niche, and that is they have a size that is probably more comparable to a traditional pocket knife, yet they have all the features of a modern folder. So what we're going to be doing is taking a couple of close-up looks, talk about the knife itself, and then I'll get right to what I think you're probably most interested in, and that is some very basic cutting tests. So I have slightly smaller than average hands, so that'll give you a comparison right there. There's the knife up close, Gear for Life logo, some nice texturing here, but it still feels very smooth in the hand. Very nice assisted opening. It's kind of hard for me to do this from behind the camera, but the balance point is just behind the finger groove. So what that does is it tends to lay nicely in my hand. I think that contributes to a good overall feel. Very solid jimping. There's a close-up of the lockup. Lockup is very nice and tight. So overall, very good comfort and feel. Now, you're probably wondering about the blade itself, and we'll talk about that next. Well, as you can see, it comes in two different colors. Let's look at a good close-up of the blade. There is some swedging along the top. Let me give you okay, there's a good close-up view of the blade. This is VG10 steel, which I think is a very good choice for this type of knife. It gives you the hardness that you might find from a higher carbon steel. It's stainless. In terms of usage, this is probably a very good everyday carry, casual use knife. This steel can be sharpened to a very fine edge from the factory. It's fairly easy to hone. It's unlikely that in most use cases for the life of this product you would ever need to reprofile the blade. So for those of us that don't carry a lot of sophisticated sharpening gear, I typically only carry a field sharpener that has a coarse and fine side, but it's very easy to carry in the field. So this is something that, most of us should be able to hone over time. The steel also responds very good to a strop, and that's probably a good segue into the test that you want to see most, and that is some basic cutting test, and we will get to that next. Well, this is unfortunately the part that you have to look at me. I'll just apologize for that in advance and try to make it as short as possible. Typical computer paper, you've probably seen this test before. All I did was take this blade out of the box, gave it a quick strop, haven't cut anything else with it. So there you have it. Next, we'll do a couple of simple strap and rope cuts. Right, here we have it, a couple of pieces of typical strap, something I might have to cut out in the field. In fact, I'm going to try doubling that up. And doubled up, it made it through over 90%. Try it one more time. Yeah, cuts right through, and may not show up in the camera, but those are very clean cuts. Now, what else might I have to cut with the field? Well, paracord is an obvious choice. Would this go through paracord? Yeah, that's not even worth filming. So even if I doubled or quadded up paracord, it could probably handle that. So I'm just going to go right to the end, and we'll give it a reasonable challenge with some sterling rope. All right, here we are. Sterling 12.5 millimeter nylon. Okay, took 2 there. Okay, with a little bit better angle and a tighter grip, I was able to make it through 1. So with a little bit of practice, you could probably cut through something like this, 1 stroke, 2 easy strokes in the worst case. So I guess, as they say on Forged in Fire, it will cut. Okay, quick bonus segment here. I always like to kind of show what's the edge of the envelope or where you might run into trouble with something. These are just some old branches that had been cut up and were laying over here in a pile. They're very, very hard. Don't know exactly what type of wood it is, but you can see we have a lot of little branches coming off here. So, here's a relatively small one. Okay, it made it through that one. A little bit thicker. Okay, now, see, that requires a whole lot more effort. So, as you can see, as these extend upward in thickness, even though this is a very sharp blade, this is kind of the edge of the envelope of what I might do with this. Certainly, whittling this into a stake or something like that might work, but I just wanted to show this as, one test of kind of where you're going to get into a lot of effort or may have trouble using this as a cutting tool. Okay, how do these knives actually carry? I think the answer is extremely well. I've been carrying both of them now in a variety of places. Front pocket, knife pocket, jacket pocket, inside my ruck, inside a gear bag. That clip is very, very solid. It's very strong. The other thing you can do is you can just drop it into a pocket. This is what I like about the size of this particular offering, is it's almost a hybrid between the old school pocket knife and a modern folder. So if that's the type of size and form factor that you're looking for, this is going to be a serious contender. I mean, I've been carrying, and I just did the first set of usage test. Extremely comfortable, feels great in the hand. It's really hard to find anything that I don't particularly like about the knife. So check it out, see what you think. Hope it works for you if you decide to get it. And as always, until the next review, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for watching the video.